Yo, 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 yo. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Alrighty then now. We got a hell of a show in store for you guys here tonight. Y'all definitely want to pull up your chairs for this one because we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, folks. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Make sure y'all check in. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. Scottie Pippen done lost his mind. Scottie Pippen done lost his mind. Yo, we got a show for y'all tonight. Okay, let me see. Let me get this ready for y'all on my phone because this is going to be a crazy one. Make sure y'all check in. Let me know where you're coming in from. Shout out to Maryland, Columbus, Ohio. Where else? Snowman, I see you out there. Charlotte in the building. Y'all know I normally rush into these lives when we first start. I'm not gonna rush this time. I noticed that, like, hey man, why you hollering? Why you screaming? So I'm gonna take my time. Allow everybody. Somebody said Scottie Pippen is 1,000% right. I'm gonna just wait for everybody to catch up to this live here. Let me get this audio for y'all ready because boy, oh boy, Scottie Pippen just dropped the interview of the year, man. He out here trying to compete with Cat Williams and these guys. 126. Okay, perfect. I got the time span. Okay, so let me see who we got up in here. Let me wait for people to come into the live. South Central in the building, New York City. Shout out to Robert Taylor. I see St. Louis in the building. What is it? Rock Island, Illinois. I see you out there. Well, so we got LA. Shout out to everybody in Los Angeles. Hope you guys are doing okay. I know we got a natural disaster taking place out there. So thoughts and prayers to everybody out there in LA. Las Vegas in the building. Texas, I see you. Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to Tyrone. Who else? We got ATL in the building. Shout out to Roz. We got Jersey in the building. Who else? We got Philly. Shout out to Philly. Milwaukee in the house. We're going to get it going in the next minute or so. I want to take my time, like just welcoming everybody into the live. I don't want to rush this one. Who else we got? We got Chicago in the building. I see we got Chicago. What else we got? Where else we got? We got Trinidad, Iowa. some people coming into the live and they're already laughing. Like they already laughing. All right, let me give me like another 30 seconds because we got a video that's supposed to drop in a little bit, but I just want to change the time a little bit. Let me push that out a little bit more so I'm not too much in a hurry. So let me just push that out there. Okay, good. So we done with that. Okay. All right, shout out to Florida. Let's get into this topic here. So it's a Friday. We had a pretty eventful week. We produced the show yesterday on the channel that went viral for our channel. Everybody loved it. Like it was a hell of a show. Everybody had fun with it. So I kind of thought that we were going to wind down this weekend. Shout out to New Jersey in the building. And there weren't going to be any real stories, right? Given everything that's already happened this year. So as I'm sitting here relaxing, I get a notification from YouTube from Valuetainment. Okay. So I see this video from Valuetainment and I see Scottie Pippen on there. And I'm like, Scottie Pippen is on Valuetainment. If y'all don't know Valuetainment, Patrick David, I'm sure you guys know who that is. At least some of y'all know who that is. Shout out to New York. So I click on the video and he's releasing clips of it. Like this clip here, that clip there. And I'm like, man, I want to see the full interview. So I go over to his PBD podcast. And funny enough, he posts the full interview of Scottie Pippen. And the interview itself, I want to say, is over 2 hours long. Okay. So I click on the interview and I start watching it. We got a lot of reaction to what Scottie Pippen said in this interview coming this week, coming tomorrow. Okay. And I got all of this stuff lined up that I want to talk about. Shout out to Detroit and Chicago. And then it gets to the part where they start talking about his relationship with Michael Jordan. And Patrick Bet-David must have asked him like 10 questions in a row. Then out of nowhere, Scottie Pippen then veers off, and we're going to play the audio for y'all, and starts talking about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And he starts going into LeBron in a way that I didn't understand. I'm like, is Scottie Pippen trying to go viral? Like, what's going on here? Because he really starts going to LeBron James. So I'm going to play some of the audio for you guys, okay? I already got the time span. I want to play the audio, and I want you guys to listen to it, and then we're going to keep reacting to it. So I'm going to start playing it, and just put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear it. Let me start playing it.
Not too many people are built like that.
I agree.
Willing to compete at any level.
Can y'all hear it? Just put a 1 in the comments if y'all can hear it. Okay, fantastic. Let me continue. So listen to this. So right now they're talking about how today's toughness connects with fans and all of that. Okay, so let me play it.
And at anything. So when you look at these players in today's era, being LeBron, there's really no comparison when you talk about the level of competitiveness. Michael bunched up all of his competitiveness and sort of exposed it out to the world. Within 12 to 14 years, we saw his whole resume, his competitiveness, his drive, his will to win, what he's want to do. When someone like LeBron has to spread that out for 20 plus years, it's not the same drive. It's not the same fight. It's not the same hunger. And so when people try to make those comparisons of those two players, it's like talking to someone in the front seat and the back seat. They ain't even in the same lane.
Did you see today? By the way, what a freaking point you just made.
Keep listening.
Time frames. You know, I don't know if you saw the stat today. Who posted it that said, yes, LeBron may have passed Michael in the most 30-point games.
Keep listening.
It'll take another 32 years to pass Michael in 40-point games, right?
Yeah. It's like, it's not even worth talking about.
The two of them.
When you ask who's better, LeBron or Michael, you can't ask me who's the GOAT between LeBron and Michael. Neither one of them are GOATs. They both won differently. You can't put them at the top of the pinnacle. Magic Johnson, to me, is a bigger GOAT than anybody because of how he led, how he brought a whole team, how...
We just getting started. Folks, we are just getting started. For the new people, somebody said, wait, what? For the new people that have just walked into this live, Scottie Pippen has gone viral. I want to say, first of all, I haven't checked the internet yet. I'm pretty sure we're doing this video before Ticket TV. Shout out to Ticket TV because this dude be catching top. He's like he used to be the Adrian Wojnarowski. It's like the Adrian Wojnarowski of the independent. Ticket TV be having all the topics. So I want to feel good about myself today to say maybe I beat Ticket to this topic. I don't know if I did. I'm sure he probably already beat me, but to the topic. But we trying to break some news here, and trust me, this is going to be the biggest story come next week. Come Monday, this will be the biggest story come next week. It's going to be all over ESPN, all over Fox. This is what they're going to be talking about. So let's get into this. And we're going to play the audio again. Matter of fact, let me go to the time span of where he played it for the new people coming in. Don't worry, we got y'all. We're going to play it again for y'all. Okay, good. So I'm going to keep it right there. So basically, Scottie is saying that LeBron shouldn't even be mentioned in the same breath as Michael Jordan. That's what Scottie Pippen is saying in this interview. He's saying that he shouldn't even be mentioned in the same breath. At the end of what he says, he then says, neither of them are GOATs, which is interesting. Now, it may sound strange when Scottie said that, but if you go watch the full interview, Scottie was saying a lot of stuff about MJ. And essentially what Scottie was saying was, it takes a team to win. You don't win by yourself. He said there are no GOATs in team sports. Shout out to Granny out there. He goes, there are no GOATs in team sports. So Scottie in this interview is bigging up players that kind of lead without necessarily trying to take the spotlight. That's why I think he's giving Magic Johnson props. But in this audio, Scottie is saying that regardless of how he feels about Magic Johnson, regardless of that, he believes that LeBron and MJ should not even be mentioned in the same sentence. He said it's like a car where you have a driver in the front and you have somebody sitting in the back. It's like, bro, you don't get to talk about where we're going. You're not even in the front seat with us. That's what Scottie's saying. That's what he's saying. So for the new people coming into the live, I know some of y'all have missed it. Let me play what Scottie Pippen said. We're going to take our time with this live. Normally we're in a rush. Today we're not. Shout out to the 1,200 people almost we got in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Also, if you guys are not part of our membership, make sure you sign up to our membership. We got that pinned to the top. It's popping over there as well. So let me play the audio for you guys. Again, if you want to watch the full interview, go to the Patrick and David podcast, the PBD podcast, to watch it in its entirety. Let me play the audio for the new people coming in. Let me play again for y'all.
At any level and at anything. So when you look at these players in today's era, being LeBron, there's really no comparison when you talk about the level of competitiveness. Michael bunched up all of his competitiveness and sort of exposed it out to the world. Within 12 to 14 years, we saw his whole resume, his competitiveness, his drive, his will to win, what he's want to do. When someone like LeBron has to spread that out for 20 plus years, it's not the same drive. It's not the same fight. It's not the same hunger.
So let me pause it right there. We're going to continue in a little bit. Scottie right here is saying something interesting. And we're going to keep playing it. Scottie is saying MJ's competitiveness was essentially boxed into 14 to 15 seasons. He's also saying that LeBron's competitiveness, he had to spread it out over a 20-year, 22-year window, where some years he may have not been as driven as competitive as he was other years, i.e., some years he may not have been focused on winning championships. Maybe those years he was focused on getting stats. If you look at the last few seasons, one could make an argument that for LeBron, it's been primarily about narratives and stats. That's what he said. That's how I'm interpreting it. I could be wrong. You guys can interpret it how you want to interpret it. Let me keep playing what Scottie Pippen said. Let me just rewind it back a little bit by like 30 seconds. Okay. All right.
Competitive 24/7.
He talking about MJ.
Not too many people are built like that.
I agree.
Willing to compete at any level and at anything. So when you look at these players in today's era, being LeBron, there's really no comparison when you talk about the level of competitiveness. Michael bunched up all of his competitiveness and sort of exposed it out to the world. Within 12 to 14 years, we saw his whole resume, his competitiveness, his drive, his will to win, what he's want to do. When someone like LeBron has to spread that out for 20 plus years, it's not the same drive. It's not the same fight. It's not the same hunger. And so when people try to make those comparisons of those two players, it's like talking to someone in the front seat, in the back seat. They ain't even in the same lane.
Did you see today? By the way, what a freaking point you just made. Condensing
Keep
time
listening.
frames. You know, I don't know if you saw the stat today. Who posted it that said, Yes, LeBron may have passed Michael in the most 30-point games. It'll take another 32 years to pass Michael in 40-point games, right?
Yeah. It's like, it's not even worth talking about.
The two of them.
When you ask who's better, LeBron or Michael, you can't ask me who's the GOAT between LeBron and Michael. Neither one of them are GOATs.
Keep listening. He gonna keep talking.
They both won differently. You can't put them at the top of the pinnacle. Magic Johnson, to me, is a bigger GOAT than anybody because of how he led, how he brought a whole team, how when the greatest scorer in the game, Kareem, was not there, and him as a rookie
center
steps in and plays a position that no one even knew he could play. That's transcending what you can do as a player.
Yeah, that's why when you ask the question, how do you define it?
Keep listening.
Your definition is very different. You know, to me, the definition of comparing a LeBron versus a Michael, you know, LeBron had a Wade, LeBron had a Bosh, LeBron had a Kyrie, LeBron had a Anthony Davis.
Hold up, Jay Smooth. No Scotty, no Scotty rings for MJ. Listen to all of these people he mentioning now. Keep listening.
And Michael had you.
It's a different game too.
Listen to this part.
I think for me,
LeBron got lanes every night. When we played, there were no lanes.
That's a bar.
Nothing but hardwood floor. If you go to the basket, you're gonna hit the wood. There's no comparison. There's the basketball in the late 80s into the early 90s. Physical, hard nose, no layups. Earn it from the free throw line. Today's game, it's about three-point shooting. It's about driving it to the basket, finishing. Did you hear me say, earn it at the free throw line? That doesn't even exist in today's game. It's just about shooting the ball.
He giving these dudes that work. Scottie Pippen was giving these dudes that work. Not only did he get at LeBron, the whole era caught strays on the way out. He said LeBron got lanes. Jordan had the hardwood. Meaning what? LeBron has an open lane every single night to score all of these damn points. Scottie said, if you step foot in the paint, you are hitting the floor. Not only is he talking about how he doesn't think these dudes should be compared, he's talking about, given the fact that LeBron is playing in this era, although LeBron has been playing in like 35 eras now, the era is soft, so it diminishes him when you compare him to Jordan, even in that level. So he's saying that LeBron is not Jordan. They're not on the same level. And when you factor in that LeBron has been playing in this cupcake era, he's saying in his eyes, it diminishes him compared to Jordan. Not that it diminishes him as a player. It diminishes him when you compare him to Jordan. He said he don't even deserve to be in the same sentence. At one point, if you could see Scottie's face, he actually looked irritated that he was even asking him to compare MJ to LeBron James. He actually looked irritated. Like, why are you asking me this question? But we got to put a pause on the video for a second. I'm going to play it again a little bit later, but we got to address something. We got to address the contradictions of Scottie Pippen. Why am I saying that? Scottie Pippen, You can find videos of him out there saying LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. You can find videos out there saying Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. You can find videos out there of Scottie Pippen saying LeBron shouldn't even be compared to Kobe. So you're hearing all of these different times of Scottie saying different things. Shout out to the 1,500 people that we got in the building. Let's try to get these likes up. If you're not a part of the Dreamers Pro membership, make sure you sign up to that now. We got that pinned to the top. So he said so many different things, which at different times caused a lot of us to be like, what is Scottie Pippen talking about? I am confused. Why is this guy going around always contradicting himself? This doesn't make any sense. Why is he saying 5 different things? I was thinking that up until I saw this full interview. After this live, make sure you guys go watch this interview. Because after listening to this interview with Patrick Bet-David and Scottie Pippen, I finally realized why Scottie was saying those times where he thought LeBron was better than MJ. In my opinion, I don't think Scottie ever thought LeBron was on MJ's level. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. But what happened was, if you go listen to this interview, Scottie said that him and MJ were never even friends. He said they never had a dinner, not one dinner ever. It was strictly a work relationship. He then also said in this interview that when the Last Dance docuseries came out, he didn't even watch the full docuseries. He said he stopped at episode 7. He said as he was watching the docuseries, his kids were getting offended watching the series with him, which lets me know that all the times that Scottie said those things about MJ in terms of being compared to LeBron, I think he was doing that out of frustration at MJ, not out of adulation of LeBron. And he knows he would stir the conversation and make waves if he said LeBron is better than MJ. Because if you listen to him now, he sounds like a dude that never thought that. And I think he was saying it at that time because of some personal things that were going on behind the scenes. And that's why you need to go watch that full interview. Because he broke it down. He said him and MJ were never friends. The other reason y'all need to go watch this interview, I didn't say listen to it on a podcast. Don't listen to this interview. Go watch it. Because there were times in this interview where he's talking about Patrick Bet-David. You know, Patrick Bet-David likes to ask the same question 7 different times and ask you 100 different questions, which is his style, by the way. That's his thing. It got to a point when Scottie was talking about MJ, and you could see the literal disgust on his face, even having to say his name. There was even a part where I think it said, but Jordan and I think BJ Armstrong or somebody like that were cool. He goes, no, they weren't. Please. That's what they told y'all. So a little bit of that resentment still exists in him toward MJ. But in the midst of all of that resentment, he's still saying that he doesn't believe that him and LeBron and him are on the same plane. They're in 2 different realms. Which gets back to what I've been saying. Let me, now that we here, shout out to the 1,500 people in the building. Now that we here, let me give you guys my honest, sincere thoughts about this GOAT debate. Is LeBron James a great player? 100%. There's some people that are a little bit more extreme that are not willing to go that far. Oh, LeBron is a terrible player. He's not top 50. I disagree with all of that. There's no way you're going to tell me that LeBron James isn't top 50 or top 30. I just refuse to believe that. And I actually believe he's a top 10 player. Some people disagree. I think he's a top 10 player. Okay. At one point, I had LeBron ranked really high. I had him in my top 5. but because of the antics and all of that. But as an NBA player, he is top 10, no question about it, in my personal view. Right? So we're not going to take that away from him. He's a great player. He's a great player in his own right. The issue becomes when you're trying to now say that he is better than guys we all know he has no business being mentioned in the same breath with. When you start talking about LeBron is on the same level of Jordan, you now begin to lose me. You begin to lose me. Why? Because if you analyze both players, you watch footage of them, you will realize there is no comparison. And what I'm trying to understand is why LeBron fans feel this need that LeBron must be as good as MJ. Why must, of all of the other NBA fans, the Magic Johnson fans, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fans, the Shaquille O'Neal fans, the Larry Bird fans, the Kobe Bryant fans, why must it be that he must be better than MJ? He must be better. Why does it have to be that? Why are y'all fighting so hard for this thing? Let me ask y'all a question. If LeBron, this is the LeBron fans watching this now. If LeBron is better than MJ, okay, I'm going to ask y'all a simple question for the LeBron fans. Only LeBron fans respond in the comments. If LeBron is better than Michael Jordan, it means that at one point LeBron was behind Jordan when he got into the NBA. My question is this to the LeBron fans only. Leave a comment, please. What year did LeBron pass Michael Jordan in his career? Name the year. Write it in the comments. What year did he pass MJ? Let me hear it. I'm waiting for the LeBron fans to type the year that he passed MJ when you were like, you know what? This guy's better than Michael Jordan. What year was that? 2010 for me, 2016 for most. I'm just want to hear the years. Somebody said 2074. No, seriously, I want to know what year. Somebody said 2020. Okay, that's one person, 2020. What else? Somebody said 2016. I hear 2020 and 2016. I see 2 years. 2020, somebody said 30 and 30,086. Okay, let me just go through. I want to know. I'm being dead ass. I want to hear what LeBron's. So I'm hearing 2020 and 20. I saw 2016 and 2020. Somebody said 3005. So 2016 and 2020. Okay, let's deal with 2016. Okay, let's deal with 2016. Up until the year 2016, LeBron, if my memory serves me right, had one scoring title. He had 4 MVPs. He had 2 finals MVPs. He had all-star games and all of that. He gets to 2016. He wins his championship. He's now at 3 championships, 4 MVPs, 3 finals MVPs, and one time he led the league in scoring, multiple All-NBA teams, 5 All-First defensive teams at 2016. We now juxtapose that to MJ's first three-peat. What you guys accomplished was essentially Jordan's career after his first three-peat. That's where you guys were in reality. Because the other guy The other fellow had already 3 finals MVPs by that time. Y'all, not even. By the time y'all got there, Jordan had what? By the time you guys got to 2016, Jordan had twice the rings, more regular season MVPs, more all-defensive MVPs, more finals MVPs, more a defensive player of the year, all-star selections, all NBA teams, 10 scoring or whatever scoring titles. So the question to LeBron fans, logically, how do you guys come to the conclusion that in 2016, LeBron passed MJ when his resume was half of what MJ's resume was? How do you guys come to this conclusion? I am really confused by this. LeBron came into the NBA in 2003. Okay. In 2003 to 2013 was 10 years. To 2013 to 2016 is what? 13 years. Let me put it in another way for LeBron fans. Okay. Let's look at it another way. And we're going to play that audio again. In LeBron, LeBron had 13 years in the NBA. Let's say it another way. In those 13 years, he had 4 regular season MVPs, 3 NBA titles, 3 finals MVPs, 6 all NBA selections. I think maybe 5 or 6 all NBA defense selections, multiple all-star teams, multiple all NBA teams, 1 scoring title in 13 years. Jordan, on the other hand, in 12 years, let me repeat, in 12 seasons with the Bulls, he had 6 titles, 2 three-peats. Let me repeat, 2, not 1, 2 three-peats, 6 finals MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 9 all-first defensive selections, a defensive player of the year, and led his decade in scoring, and had the highest regular season scoring average ever and the highest playoff scoring average ever. So how could LeBron have possibly passed MJ at 2016? What I think happened was LeBron went on that show, The Shop or whatever it was. LeBron said, this is what made me pass Jordan or become the GOAT. And his fans ran with it. But nobody in that room said, yo, how you the GOAT when Jordan accomplished more than that? All it took was one person in that room to be like, bro, stop capping. What are you even talking about? Right? All it took was one person. Nobody said it. So based off of the years LeBron fans are telling me that 2016, nah, that doesn't work, buddy. According to your metrics, LeBron is behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And what happened after that still doesn't put him ahead of Jordan. So from a logical standpoint, accomplishment standpoint, there is no argument whatsoever beyond the fact that you like him. You like the guy, okay, he should be the GOAT. That's not enough. For the new people coming in, I want to play the audio from Scottie Pippen basically destroying this GOAT debate. Let me play it for y'all here for the new people coming in. This is Scottie Pippen on the Patrick and David podcast that dropped 6 hours ago, 5-6 hours ago. Let me play what he had to say about this GOAT debate. Let me play that for y'all now.
At any level and at anything. So when you look at these players in today's era, being LeBron, there's really no comparison. When you talk about the level of competitiveness, Michael bunched up all of his competitiveness and sort of exposed it out to the world, But then 12 to 14 years, we saw his whole resume, his competitiveness, his drive, his will to win, what he's want to do. When someone like LeBron has to spread that out for 20 plus years, it's not the same drive. It's not the same fight. It's not the same hunger. And so when people try to make those comparisons of those two players, it's like talking to someone in the front seat and the back seat. They ain't even in the same lane.
Did you see today? By the way,
keep listening.
Freaking point you just made. Condensing time frames. You know, I don't know if you saw the stat today. Who posted it? That said, yes, LeBron may have passed Michael in the most 30-point games. It'll take another 32 years to pass Michael in 40-point games, right?
Yeah, it's like it's not even worth talking about.
The two of them.
When you ask who's better, LeBron or Michael,
he said it ain't even worth talking about.
Ask me who's the GOAT between LeBron and Michael. Neither one of them are GOATs. They both won differently. You can't put them at the top of the pinnacle. Magic Johnson, to me, is a bigger GOAT than anybody because of how he led, how he brought a whole team, how when the greatest scorer in the game, Kareem, was not there, and him as a rookie
center
steps in and plays a position that no one even knew he could play. That's transcending what you can do as a player.
Yeah, that's why when you ask the question, how do you define it for GOAT? Your definition is very different. You know, to me, the definition of comparing a LeBron versus a Michael, you know, LeBron had a Wade, LeBron had a Bosh, LeBron had a Kyrie, LeBron had a Anthony Davis, and Michael had you.
It's a different game, too.
It's a different game, too. I think for me,
LeBron got lanes every night. When we played, there were no lanes. It wasn't nothing but hardwood floor. If you go to the basket, you're going to hit the wood. There's no comparison. There's the basketball in the late 80s into the early 90s. Physical, hard nose, no layups, earn it from the free throw line. Today's game, it's about three-point shooting. It's about driving it to the basket, finishing. Did you hear me say, earn it at the free throw line? That doesn't even exist in today's game. It's just about shooting the ball, shooting the ball.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. So Scottie Pippen is saying that LeBron don't even deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as MJ. He's also saying that he holds Magic Johnson in a higher regard than he does LeBron and MJ because of how he won. And I think a lot of that has to do with the personal thing and, you know, bringing guys together and all of that. I think there's some of that in there. I think there's some of that in there as well. Because Scottie Pippen knows damn well that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He knows that. That's just another shot at MJ. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. Like that part right there is just another shot. And for y'all to understand how Scottie really feels about MJ, make sure you go watch that interview. Shout out to the 1,300 people we got on the live. If you guys are not a part of our Dreamers Pro membership, make sure you guys sign up to that. We got that pinned at the top of the comments. Y'all don't want to miss out on what we got going on over there. A lot of exclusive content, no ads, no sponsors, nothing like that. Exclusive content, so make sure y'all check that out. Let me go through some of the comments here. He forgot to mention Bird. Yeah, some of it comes down to preference. Okay, some of it comes down to preference. So what do I think about this? Look, I think LeBron is a great player. I think he's a top 10 player. But I definitely don't think he's close to Michael Jordan. I don't think so. I don't. And I don't think that's hating. I don't think that's hating. I don't think that's hating. I don't think that is hating. I think that that's just somebody keeping it funky. And there are a lot of people in media that are afraid to keep it a buck on this on this topic. I'm not saying LeBron is garbage, nothing like that. I'm not saying that. He's a spectacular player. But to say he's better than MJ, I don't believe so. For the new people that just walked into the live, we just asked, they got to be at least a few hundred LeBron fans watching this live right now. And I just asked them in the comment section, if you believe LeBron is better than MJ, I want to ask you guys a question. What year in LeBron's career, in your eyes, did he pass MJ? I told him to leave it in the comment section. I only got 2 years. The first year was 2016, and the second year was 2020. Those were the only 2 years. How passing him at 2020 is a thing, I don't even know. I really just don't know. Somebody said 2016 down 3-1. MJ never went to a game 7. You're talking about being down 3-1. That dude never even sniffed game 7. He never even sniffed game. Like, the problem you guys are going to have with this GOAT debate is y'all are arguing against perfection. That's the problem. LeBron fans will tell you act like MJ only played for 6 years. What that mean? What that mean? What that really mean? Because what they trying to say is you act like MJ won championships every single year. Okay, now we're not acting like that. He lost some years. What about your man? Oh, I just realized that's a bad point. Duh. These LeBron fans be running up on you talking about, oh, you act like MJ only played 6 years. Okay, fine. He played 15. Your man has been playing for what? 22 years. 22 years. And you're going to bring up the argument point of you act like you only played for 7 years. Are you even serious? That's a bad point. Don't even bring that up. Don't even bring that up. You know how hard it is to have 10 scoring titles in a row? Well, I don't think it was 10 in a row. How many scoring titles did Jordan have in a row? I don't think he had 10 in a row. I don't believe Jordan had 10 in a row. I know he got like 6 or 7 in a row. I don't think Jordan got 10 in a row. That's just unconscionable. 10 in a row, I don't think Jordan got 10 in a row. And also lead the league in steals. 3 times. 3 times. He led the league in steals. 3. Like, what are we even talking about? Okay, people are saying 7 in a row. Do you know how hard it is to have 7 scoring titles in a row? You know how hard that is to do that? Like, you understand how hard that is to do? You understand how hard it is to have a 3-peat? Think about this for a second. In the last 30 years, there have only been 3 3-peats. In the last 30 years, MJ is responsible for 2 of them. The other 3-peat took a Shaq and a Kobe. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. The dude, MJ, has 2 of the 3-peats in the last 30 years. 2. You can't, this is not a debate. This is not a debate. It is not a debate. What this is something to talk about to fill up airspace. There's another thing. Let me read off this stat to you guys, because me and some LeBron supporters have kind of gone back and forth about it. Oh, don't tell me I deleted it. Just a second. Let me pull up this stat that I saw today. Let me just pull up this statistic I saw. Oh, now I'm going to get it. Hold on. Okay, that's right. I shared it on my Instagram. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me get this stat because it's pretty crazy. Okay. Let me share this stat with y'all. At the end of this stat, I want you to name another NBA player that can do this. I don't even think if Kobe retired, he could do this. Let me read this stat for you. In 1993, listen to this. This is from Basketball Forever. Michael Jordan jokingly said it would take $300 million, which is about $614 million in today's money, contract to lure him back to the NBA after his first retirement. Listen to this. He said, sounded crazy at the time. However, when Michael Jordan said, I'm back in 1995, it generated a once-in-a-lifetime economic phenomenon in sports. Let me read you what happened when Jordan returned. It generated an estimated $3.1 billion in revenue for Nike. It drove a $2 billion increase in stocks MJ represented. Its 75x increase in Chicago Bull ticket resale price. They were worth 75 times the price. 9 million units of MJ merchandise were sold in 12 hours. A fan even sold his house to purchase a $80,000 courtside ticket to watch Michael Jordan on his first game back. What are we even talking about right now? What are we even talking about right now? This is the most pointless debate in sports. The reason it is pointless is because it's not even close. It's not even remotely close. If LeBron retired in the middle of his prime, after he won those 2 championships with Miami and came back 2 seasons later, that would not have happened. Do you know how I know that would not have happened? It is easy. Because Jordan's outsell LeBron and KD and all of these guys combined. And he's not even playing. Let me repeat for you guys. LeBron, who is playing, shoes get outsold by Jordan shoes along with Kevin Durant and all those other Nike players combined, and they are playing. Which means that these guys are visible night in and night out and night in and night out and night in and night out. And they still cannot touch Jordan's brand. They can't, because they're not even touching it when he's playing. Let me read the stat one more time for the people that just walked in the building, because this stat is crazy. Shout out to the 1,300 people got in the chat. Make sure you sign up to the Dreamers Pro membership. We got pinned to the chat right top right there. According to Basketball Forever, this the stat I'm reading. In 1993, Michael Jordan jokingly said it would take a $300 million contract to lure him back to the NBA after his first retirement. Sounded crazy at the time. However, when Michael Jordan said, I'm back in 1995, it generated a once-in-a-lifetime economic phenomenon. It generated an estimate $3.1 billion in revenue for Nike. It drove a $2 billion increase in stocks Michael Jordan represented. It 75x increase in Bulls ticket resale prices. 9 million units of Michael Jordan merchandise were sold in 12 hours. A fan even sold his house to purchase an $80,000 courtside seat for Michael Jordan. Somebody sold a house. Somebody sold their house. Do you understand how crazy that is to sell your house? That a courtside ticket costs $80,000 for one game? For one game? For one game. They paid that money. Jordan had like a Michael Jackson. Look. When Jordan played, they were saying that he was amongst one of the most famous people in the world. I mean, you got the Pope, you got Michael Jackson, you got on that level. On that level. Now, I want to address a point to show you why Jordan, if he played in today's NBA, the revenue would be even more crazy, and we're never going to see anything like a Jordan. I just sat back, and I'm going to close out this show pretty quickly in a few. I just finished listening to some snippets from the Shaq Adam Silver interview that he had. And they're talking about how fans engage with the sport through social media and blah, 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 whatever. So the question is, if fans are more engaged than they ever were before, the fan base is growing faster than it ever has, how come there is no player that is able to move the market the way Michael Jordan did? How is that possible? If there's more fan engagement, if the sport has grown, why have companies like Nike yet to find a draw that's comparable to Michael Jordan? How is this possible? How is this possible? If the sport is bigger today and LeBron is the biggest thing in the sport, wouldn't he be the most successful Nike athlete? Wouldn't he be outselling Michael Jordan? But that's not the case. So how is the sport really grown? Or are we looking at metrics that really don't matter? Are we looking at metrics that really don't amount to anything? I'm trying to figure this out. Put it this way. If I had to take a guess at the people that got Jordans in this live, I would say for sneakerheads or people that have sneakers, I would say for people that are sneakerheads, I would say about 70% of y'all have Jordans. At least one pair. At least 70% of y'all that wear sneakers. I'm going to say 70 to 75% of y'all got at least one pair of Jordans. At least one pair. I would then say, how many of y'all got LeBrons? I would say anywhere between 5 to 10%. 5 to 10% of y'all, I think, would have LeBrons. Do you notice LeBron even wears Jordans? Do you notice that Kobe wore Jordans? Do you notice that Jordan wears Jordans? What does that say? MJ, 7 scoring titles in a row, plus 3 more in a row to make it 10. Appreciate that. It ain't even close, guys. Jordan clears LeBron by a wide margin at every single level imaginable. He clears him from a respect standpoint. He clears him from an eye test standpoint. He clears him from an accomplishment standpoint. He clears him from a skill standpoint. He clears him from an economic standpoint. He clears him from an influence. He clears him at every single metric, at every single level. And Jordan didn't have a Clutch Sports to argue on his behalf every single day. He didn't have that. He didn't need it. Jordan had no Clutch Sports. Think about this. Do you realize the amount of control and advantages that LeBron had? LeBron's best friend is his agent. This agent has a company that he started that their biggest client is LeBron James. This same agent has clients that are represented by this company that miraculously somehow always find a way to be on LeBron James teams. With all of these cooked in advantages, you still cannot catch MJ. All of these advantages. It's like you got your own draft machine in your back pocket. It's like, shake it up, I want him. They even getting coaches. They got people in the media. It's like, yo, son, you got every single advantage, and still, you got people twerking it up all day long on TV, all kind of nonsense, pouring honey all over their bellies. We got another video that we're gonna be producing. Let me see. Old guy's opinion. LeBron James is basketball Canelo Alvarez. Okay. Good, but not as great as Jordan. Like Canelo is good, but not as great as JC Chavez. Mayweather, Robinson, or Duran. You get the idea. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that. So, guys, these are my thoughts on it. Y'all heard the Scotti Pippen comments. We got a lot of stuff dropping tomorrow. A lot of content. Y'all do not want to miss that. For the 1,300 people in the building, appreciate y'all for being a part of the live. If you haven't joined the membership, make sure you join the Dreamers Pro membership. We got that pin to the top. It's popping over there. Once again, man, appreciate you guys for being a part of the live. And we're going to catch you on the next one. Stay safe. God bless to all of you. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.